always be iterating. So whatever works today, work on it so that it works even better tomorrow. It's kind of like Groundhog Day. Add like 10 or 20% of chaos, and then that's like the perfect world. I'm Corey. Welcome to AuDHD Act 2, where we talk about things you can do today to better shape tomorrow. So today I want to talk about 5 things that we can do every single day, just 5 basic rules for a living that will really make everything else just a little bit easier. So these are simple things. There's nothing, crazy difficult here. It's just some basic decisions that you can make every single day to make it tomorrow a little bit better. So let's jump right in. First rule is leave it better than you found it. So what this means basically is everything you do, everything you put your hands on, everywhere you go, try to improve it. Don't try to take advantage of it or pull everything you can out of a thing. Try to leave things in a better position than they were when you got there. So an easy one, people who are campers are going to recognize this one. So when you show up at a campsite, there's a pretty good chance there's going to be beer cans in the fire ring. There's going to be trash laying around. People just don't generally take care of things. But just first off, just cleaning up that trash, removing things and making it a better situation for the next person, that really is helpful, not just for them, but for yourself. It makes you feel better. It gives you that tiny sense of achievement, of accomplishment, and it's the right thing. It just is something that we should all be doing anyway, and it makes the most out of your time. Let's look at another example is work. We all have things that, we have to do. Some of those things we enjoy, but some of the things aren't necessarily things that we really enjoy, but we have to be at a place. Maybe you're an hourly worker and you have to be somewhere to get paid. Well, don't just show up and milk the clock. Show up and make that place better. Improve something today, and it will make a huge difference. Just showing up and going through the motions is depressing, and it's not good for you. So even if you're underpaid, even if you're undervalued, change that by showing up, by being there, being present, and trying to improve a thing. Even if it's not going to really benefit you, just the act of improving something, even for someone else, is helping. So leave it better than you found it, and everything else will kind of tend to work itself out as long as you are that kind of person. So let's jump right into number 2. Number 2 is never stop becoming. So what this means is never stop learning, never be good enough, never accept that like you reach a goal or whatever. There's no such thing as a finish line unless you're dead. Everything you're doing can be improved upon. You can grow, you can build upon these foundations. But if you decide that your doing is done, you've already became everything you're going to become, well, that's extremely limiting, and you're going to find yourself obsolete very quickly because the world changes quickly and we're supposed to change with it. You're not supposed to just be the one thing forever. You're not supposed to just be the one thing forever. That's a lie that the commercial world kind of told us, that in order to be successful, you need to find a lane and stick with it. There's some truth to that, of course, but that's really not the world we live in. The world we live in is a place full of chaos and just wonder. And the only way to possibly continually be successful on a, reliably consistent level is to continue to grow, to continue to improve yourself, to always be iterating. So whatever works today, work on it so that it works even better tomorrow. It's kind of like Groundhog Day. Add like 10 or 20% of chaos, and then that's like the perfect world. You need a lot of things you can rely on, a lot of consistency and routine in order to really get the most out of every single day. So moving on to number 3. Number 3 is to set boundaries and lead with the truth. What this means is, if you're anything like me, you may have a tendency to become a people pleaser, and you may find yourself doing things that maybe aren't that exciting to you, but you like the idea of making other people happy, or you like the idea of being the one who solves the problem, being the hero of the situation. I can totally relate to that. I like to be the guy that solves the problems. That's an ego thing that I recognize, but it's a thing that I know, and I have to set boundaries for myself, where I quickly thought I'm one of those people that'll say yes to everything and I need to say no to more things. So set your boundaries, but do that based on your truth. So anyone familiar with this channel may know that I've been hiding my autism for the vast majority of my life. My autism, and then I recently found out I have ADHD too. And that hiding, that avoiding of my truth has caused me a lot of problems. I'll be honest, I've I've learned some things and I've gained a lot from this experience, and it's not all like loss. Like me hiding my autism isn't all a bad thing. There's many things that I've learned to do internally, and I've just found my inner strength by it's kind of sounds sad, but by being alone with my autism for so long. And with that said, if I had led with my truth, I would have made everything easier on still. Whatever benefits I gained from it, they weren't worth it. You lose so much trying to be what other people want you to be, trying to wear that mask full time. And especially when you do what I've done and you really lean into it and you own the mask and you're proud of being able to like be that person that can be what anyone needs. Like it can fill the gap, that can solve the problem, that can be the hero. Like that's all ego. It's all ego, and it will destroy you over time. It has definitely thrown way too many obstacles in my way before I realized what I was doing to myself. So I am now an extremely transparent person. I probably tell more people that need to know that I'm autistic. I tell people about my ADHD. It's on the surface. I've got nothing to hide, and I've had remarkably less Kirby. That's the tree I talk to every time I drive by. I've had remarkably less stress from being transparent than I did from trying to hide what I thought people couldn't handle about me, or what I thought I had to hide because people would judge me. So lead with your truth and use that to set your boundaries. Use that to tell people what you will or won't do, and live in that, because otherwise you're going to find yourself living entirely for other people, and there's no control in that. All right, so let's jump on to number 4. So number 4 is pretty simple. Lead by example. Your words will fade. Whatever you say, some of those will stick. Try not to say things that you don't mean. Try not to let too many things get out past your trigger, or you get triggered and you just let things come pouring out. Avoid that. That is going to only hurt you. And there are things that you will say in your life that you don't mean, that people will remember, and they will take you at your word, and it will hurt you for a long time because you know you didn't mean it. You just lost control for a moment. So with that being said, and when knowing that words hurt people and that words do matter, know that actions matter more. Know that no matter what you might have slipped up on and said something rude or what, like, be there for the people you want to be there for. Be reliable, be consistent, be a person that other people count on. If you want to move ahead, one of the quickest ways to get ahead in life and to be successful is to focus on making other people successful. People want to help people that help them. People want people in their corner, and they want to be in those people's corners. They want to reciprocate that. So lead by example and help the people that you want to help. Be the person that you want to be, and let that shine through more so than any words. Again, control your words too. All right, so let's jump into number 5. Number 5 is prioritizing your balance and consistency. So what this is all about is process. This is about you figuring out what you need every day, figuring out how to schedule that, how to get that into your day. If not necessarily every day, but enough times in a week to where you feel that you're balanced and you're not just working to work. And consistency, that the routine, it really helps to set and to maintain that balance, because you can easily throw everything off. And there are days when you have to go completely off the deep end to get something done. You have to throw your schedule and your routine out the window. And the days when you don't, the days when you actually stick to your routine, the days when your routine is done to a T, that is, you're basically buying the bandwidth necessary to do the sprints and the crazy days by managing these routine days. By keeping everything as simple and reducing the bandwidth and reducing the weight on your mind through using routine and habit and all of these things that kind of help you make every day a little bit better than the day before. By doing all of those things, you're saving so much mental bandwidth. So just remember that the time that you take off today, the time that you use to balance your life and your work. For example, art studio, maybe you spend an hour in an art studio today. That time is what pays for tomorrow's ideas. That freedom today, like that opens up your mind for tomorrow. We all have delayed processing and some other things that we have to deal with. But by knowing that that is a thing, and by knowing that the things we put in our time and we invest in today, we will reap tomorrow, it's the same the other way. If we push ourselves too hard today, tomorrow will be worse. Tomorrow's baseline, tomorrow's like ceiling of what the most you can possibly do will be so much lower than it would have been just from sticking to your routine. So we have to remember that. Again, that doesn't mean we don't get that doesn't mean we get to just not have those days. Those days are going to come. There are going to be times where we have to work beyond our routine and we have to push ourselves into a discomfort that, isn't ideal, but it also helps us grow. Discomfort's where we grow. So don't forget that. So prioritize balance, prioritize consistency, prioritize your processes and your routines and everything that you do that makes today better. And then tomorrow will just take care of itself. So we got our 5 rules, and just following those is going to make a huge difference in your life, huge difference. But I will tell you that there is one thing that you can add every day that just multiplies the power of those rules and just makes the impact so much more immediate. And that is exercise. Exercise is a multiplier for everything you do. So if you're out there, if you want to clarify your thoughts, if you want to increase your energy, if you want to be more creative, exercise helps you achieve all of those things. It creates this chemical environment in your mind that's much more ideal for all of the things you're wanting to do than, what happens when you just sit around. That creates a chemical environment in your mind that doesn't promote clear thinking. It doesn't promote creativity. It doesn't promote growth at all. And so you have to just get out there, move your body, just get the endorphins flowing, get your mind right, clear your mind. It's the first thing that I do most days after my cup of coffee is I begin stretching and I work myself into a workout in the morning. It makes all the difference. I know you've heard it before, and I know it's one of the hardest things to start is a fitness routine or an exercise program or whatever you want to call it, but it does make all the difference, and it doesn't take much. Whatever you're doing today, if you do just a tiny bit more tomorrow, that's all it takes. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing a little bit more or doing it a little bit better. Improve your process, improve your routine. That's for everything. But for fitness, it really does compound everything else we talked about. It's just such a difference maker, and it's really hard to explain because people have been hearing this for years, and so it's hard to sell people on it, and because it's nothing new. But there's a reason everybody says to exercise. There's a reason every self-help book or every all of these online personalities are all telling you to exercise because it does make a difference. There is probably nothing in the world that makes more of a difference than exercise on a daily basis. In terms of long-term happiness and health. So I hope those rules help you to just kind of get what you're doing back on track, to just kind of iterate each day to make, maybe you don't have a lot of things you need to fix. Maybe you just got some small things, but everybody's got something to work on and everybody's got something that they can kind of invest themselves into. And when you're investing in yourself, it's so much better. It is so much more valuable than anything else you can be doing because you know that you're going to get so much more later for it. You're going to be a better person. You're going to have better health. You're going to feel better. You're going to be better to the people around you. You're going to be more enjoyable to be around because of your energy level and your excitement and just your joy for life. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that was helpful. Enjoy your day.